by the grace of God and the wishes that poured into Green Bay on behalf of Rick's recovery, we thank you all.
Thank you.
He is back as good as ever, I guess.
Coming along.
He's got an oxygen tube, and so it fits all around in the apartment where he travels in his wheelchair. It's quite a challenge. I'm waiting for him to call me one night and say, it's wrapped around my neck. It's like a snake, you know? And even when he takes it carefully, he has the tube around his arm, and then it goes to the oxygen machine. There it is, right? But it still gets tangled up. So the message is from both of us, thank you all for your attention and your prayers, because it worked. Now, I want to address an omission. I talked about twins the other day and the Gollop triplets. I forgot Robin and Wendy Pembleton. They're different names now. The reason I guess I didn't mention them, because I always think about them, is because they were not in the intermediate school and did not take part in that discussion in the cafeteria. But Robin and Wendy were babysitters for Sidney and Richard. That's how old they are. They really look very young. Their mother was a stalwart supporter in Oakhurst and in the intermediate school. And I always have fond remembrances of her working so hard for the school district. And I really am sorry that I left the girls out, but you can understand why. Now, the next thing I have to talk about today, I mean, it's been so long since we've been together. The next thing I have to talk about is the end of the story that I began the last time, because you know the frame and the picture comes out beyond the frame in a cartoon. Well, that's like the story. See, we didn't have enough time last time. When I left you, I had told you that it was summer, it was before school opened, it was a hot Saturday night, and my niece Lynn Vineburg was going to be married the next day in Lakewood. I don't think I told you that, at Wood Lake Country Club. Yeah. And I had gone with the boys to Bamberger's and with Mimi, my wife, and we all had our hair cut. And I'll tell you one other story. There was a little kid, the youngest of us all, who decided he didn't want to go up the escalator. And so we had to find the elevator.
The elevator didn't work, so we went home. And we had to remake the appointment for later.
Oh, see, I don't remember that part.
I refused to go up the escalator.
It's a good thing I didn't remember, because I'd still be angry. Okay, well, anyhow, that's the more of a story than I thought it was, Rick.
Right.
Yeah. Well, anyhow, I get this call from the police. The alarm is ringing at the new school, and would I go over to open up the door? I did that several times, and finally, I think I told you last time, I told them to call the head custodian, because it really was not my cup of tea. So I went there hot outside and hotter inside, because in the boiler room itself, a hot water pipe which was over, like at the ceiling, was spewing forth hot water and steam. I didn't know where the switches. And police kept saying to me, "Do you know where to turn off the water?" I'm lucky if I turned off the water in the basin of the sink in the bathroom, you see. So, no, I didn't know where that was. Well, anyhow, I stayed there as long as I could. And the custodians came, and the maintenance people came, and the police came, and that's very annoying, Richard. And the fire department was there. And lo and behold, I left and went home to my air-conditioned house. I walked in to the den where Mimi was watching television, and she looked at me and she said, what happened to you? I said, what happened to me? I went over, I opened the door, it was hot. No, she said, your face is all streaked with something very dark. What is that? We both thought it was the stuff that Michael, I think that's his name, the barber at Vineburg's had sprayed on what he said was the bald spot on my head.
Mr. Anthony.
Oh, excuse me, it wasn't Michael, it was Mr. Anthony.
And he looked like Alan Alda.
Okay. Whatever you say, Richard, I really forget. But anyhow, that was the story. I was all ready to, now I had to wash my hair and wash my face. Oh, I do that anyhow. But wash my hair, and the stuff all came out. And if there was a bald spot, I don't think there was, but if there was a bald spot, it wasn't covered up. But Lynn got married anyhow, and she's still married and has 2 grandsons. So that's that story about the hair. Now, I also have to tell you that we were once broken into at the intermediate school, and they trashed the offices, not mine so much, but next to mine. There was a small office there, and Mr. Kakandis was on the board, and so was Dr. Shapiro, and they also came down, and we were all very upset because here in this new school we had this, and of course they called me again at night. So we fixed it up and so forth. So we had our times at the intermediate school, just like we had at Oakhurst School. It just seems that it wasn't as funny at the intermediate school than it was.
And
is it
happy Veterans Day.
That went so fast, Richard.
I know, but you're at 8 minutes and 30 seconds.
Okay, well,
you have a minute. We're going to do
another. We're going to tape another one, and I'm going to wish you a happy Veterans Day to all the veterans. And I have a war story to tell you about yours truly. I saw the president speaking from Korea. He did very well.
Bye.
Bye.